Good morning, guys. My name is Akbar. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna share some real-time Kubernetes scenarios, which gonna really help you to explain in your interview point of view. Okay. Now imagine you have a Kubernetes cluster. In your cluster, you have a multiple nodes: node A, node B, and node C. And the situation is where your one of the node, like a node B, is not responding. So what do you do in this case? How do you react? So what kind of troubleshooting steps what do you do? So when any particular node which is not responding, so it will be having an impact on a pods. It will be having an impact on application because pods are sitting on top of node and application is sitting on top of pod. Okay. Now what you need to understand is you have to make sure replacement of this particular node without affecting the application, which means without affecting the pods. So how you gonna take an action on this? What steps you need to perform is first is drain the node, which means move the pods to the healthy nodes, either this particular node A or node C, any one of the nodes. Okay, either it should go to the pods which is running on node B, it should go to node A or node C. So that's the meaning of a drain the node, which means you have to empty the node. So node B you're going to empty. Okay, now what is the command to drain the node? Let's see here. kubectl drain node name. So this is the command, which is really important. kubectl drain node name, ignore DaemonSets, and then delete empty directory data, and then force. So you have to make sure whatever the pods which is running on this particular node, you're going to empty it. What do you mean by drain the unresponsive node? Let's see here theoretically. Use the kubectl drain command to gracefully evict all the pods. Evicts all the pods running on unresponsive node, which means your defective node or problematic node. This ensures that pods are rescheduled on other healthy nodes. So when you have to make sure the pods are running on other healthy nodes, what you need to do? You have to drain the node. When you drain the node, which means you are emptying your node. Okay. What do you mean by cordon the node? Next step. When you say cordon the node, use kubectl cordon command to mark the node as unschedulable, which means this prevents a new pods from being scheduled. So no new incoming traffic. You're getting my point? In the first step, what you are doing is you're draining the node, which means you're moving the pods from a defective node to the healthy nodes. That is a stage one. You've already seen the command for that. Now, what is the next step is cordoning the node. No new incoming traffic, which means no new scheduling of a pods on this particular node. And after that, remove the unresponsive node, which means you are trying to remove the node. And then you're going to cordon the node. Cordon the node means you're allowing the traffic, which means you're allowing the pods to be scheduled on this particular node. Once the new node is ready, use kubectl uncordon command to mark it as schedulable again, because you have already decided, right? We have already unscheduled here by using cordon. So you have to schedule it back using here. So that's the reason. So what is happening in the overall scenario is if there is a defect in a particular node, you have to make sure to replace this particular node with a healthy node without affecting pods and applications. So the major step is draining the node, which means moving the pods from unhealthy node to a healthy node. Stage one. Stage two, cordon the node. When I say cordon the node, what do you mean by cordon the node? Prevent the new pods from being scheduled, which means no new incoming traffic. And then remove the node. What do you mean by removing the node? How do you remove the node? What is the command for that? And you can see here below. remove the unresponsive node, which means you're going to delete the node. That's all. kubectl delete node name. The first command is kubectl drain the node, and then you're gonna cordon the node. No new incoming traffic over here. And then you're gonna delete the node. Okay. Once you're gonna delete the node and then uncordon the node, which means allowing the traffic, whatever the node that you have created, right? You're allowing the traffic here. That's all. And your healthy node is get ready. And how do you troubleshoot? kubectl get nodes, kubectl get pods, kubectl describe node name. So to see the node status and see what's running on particular node, detailed info conditions about a node, just to verify your healthy conditions. Okay. See node status, ready, scheduled, disabled, all those things. Okay. I hope you have understand the situation and scenario. So this you could explain in your interview. What will happen or what do you do when one of the node is not responding in your cluster? First, you stop the incoming traffic, you evict the pods, remove the node, and then scheduling pods on the particular new node. Take an action, whatever you want to do. If you want to create a new node, you can go ahead and create it and then allow the scheduling to that particular new node based on the terms and conditions, whatever is there, taint toleration, whatever it is that you have been using as strategies. Okay. I hope you're having a clear picture now. So what is that you have to explain when your node is not responding? Replacing an unresponsive worker node, you have a Kubernetes cluster with multiple worker nodes. One of the node become unresponsive and needs to be replaced. Explain these steps. You should take a replace. So this is your scenario. Now you're gonna explain is drain the node, which means emptying the node, which means whatever the workload is currently on there, you have to make sure it is empty. So those particular parts has been scheduled to healthy nodes. Next is cordon the node, stop the incoming traffic. Remove the unresponsive node, whichever the node is not responding. Remove it, kubectl delete node name, and then uncordon the node. When I say uncordon the node, you are allowing the traffic. Okay, kubectl. What is the command for uncordon? Here it is, kubectl uncordon. So kubectl drain, kubectl cordon, kubectl uncordon, kubectl delete node. So this is what your entire scenario is. So this is how you should project and explain in the interview. I hope this video is gonna really helpful for you. Please click on like and subscribe my channel so that I can come up with the multiple scenarios so that which will be helpful for you in your interview explanation and crack the discussion. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Please click on like and subscribe my channel. I really appreciate your support. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.